It's not beer pong. It's not cornhole. It's Popdarts. And it's taking over the sports world one suction cup at a time. From ESPN's Top 10 to your living room table, this is What's Poppin', the most satisfying sports podcast in the world with Mr. T and the Commish. The game, the players, the wild moments you can't script, and the laughter that comes with it. Two guys, one league, zero filter. Let's go.
Welcome back. Who thought we'd make it to week 4?
Here we are, whether you want us here or not.
I like it. You're right. I mean, at this point, if they're tuning in for episode 4, they got to be addicted at this point.
I think we got them hooked by now. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. These guys, these fans that are still listening. They're our real fans. They're our true fans. They're ready to go. They were a fan of last week, which. I'm not gonna lie to you. Last week's episode was my favorite episode to record,
by far.
Least to
yeah,
date.
Absolutely.
That one,
We're setting the bar high.
Reading. Yeah, well, it was goofy. It was fun. There was a lot of the call-outs were. We can't possibly get to as many call-outs as we had in last week's
Right.
episode this week. So that part is not gonna be lived down anytime soon. So I'm super happy, with how last week went, and excited. What we got this week. I think we got an exciting episode here. So what are we? I mean, let everybody know, what are we looking at this week? What's kind of our theme for episode 4 here?
So the title of this episode is The Rules We Love to Hate. So we are going to be going over some of the rules, some of the discrepancies of rules, some things we love about the rules, some things we don't really like about the rules so much. And we're just going to kind of cover some of the basics of everything and get into a little more detail on some of the rules that we love to hate.
I love it. And I mean, any sport needs rules, right? You got to have some body by which we govern, what we enjoy doing, what we enjoy playing and, being a part of. And I think when you make a rule, you're going to have multiple opinions on that rule. So, I mean,
everybody's got an opinion.
Any rules that you don't love?
Ooh, rules that I don't love. Wow. Was not quite ready for that one yet, but let's see. Rules I don't love. There's a few, I guess. So I know one of the rules that you actually, your league in Mad City has gone above and beyond and has made it a house rule to where a leaner on the target actually does earn you a point still. It doesn't count as the closest dart, but it earns you a point, right, in Mad City? The darts like that where
we just love that. There's a part of us that loves that.
I love that rule. It's a fun rule because it doesn't happen often. You're going to get that if you see that happen one time in a night of a Pop Darts tournament with 10 tables going, that's probably about the odds of it. But when it does happen, it's fun. Everybody cheers. It looks cool. It's fun to see. But unfortunately, it doesn't really count for anything. So that's where the fun house rules come in. Mad City gives it a point, so we started implementing that at our house, and we can get points here too with a leaner.
I like it. I think, like I said, and I think you probably made the biggest point with that particular rule, which is it doesn't happen that often. It's not. This is not a common place where you're not hitting it.
You're not throwing a leaner on purpose.
No,
you're never going to throw that leaner on purpose.
So, yeah, if you can duplicate it, like continue to figure it out. Like we can do that over and over again. But I've never figured it out, at least not on purpose.
Exactly. All right, Commish, so question right back at you. What's a rule that is in place that you're not a big fan of?
I don't know that I would say not a big fan of. So that part I would go a different direction, but there's a couple of them that we've been really, looking at, and a couple of them that me personally think could make the game more impactful, make the game more fun, if you will, or there's pieces of it. And I think that goes alongside of the tower. So there's a lot of people out there that know my thoughts on the tower kind of being a non-issue. Like, I don't like that. I like people going for the tower. I like there being a little bit more action with the tower. I think the tower is a genius addition to the game. And
it is.
If I had to pick one that I really would like to get more involved, is getting the tower more involved. So Can we get it in a spot where it's shot after more, where I don't know, it just becomes a bigger part of the game. I don't think it's necessarily something I would change a ton about, but I'd like to get the tower more involved. I'd like to get the tower in the middle of the court. I'd like to get people shooting at that
Right.
a lot more because I'd like to see more tower shots. I think in the short time we've been running it, there hasn't been a lot of tower action, in Pop Darts.
Right. No, I totally agree. Me and Colton were talking about that the other day about the tower, how the one player, the player in the right hand box, or if you're looking from the table, the left hand side, has a major advantage when it comes to the tower shot. That's my general side at home when we do our games. So I have a huge advantage going for the tower because if I miss it, I'm probably still going to land on the table. Now, Colton, on the other hand, being on the far side, his angle towards the tower, if he misses that tower, he's going off the table. There's no chance unless he doinks off of it possibly and, gets it to land on the table, which happens, but, it's not nearly as good of a insurance shot if you're on that left side. You just have a disadvantage there. So, yeah, getting it into the middle of the table would change that up drastically.
And that would be one where we've explored, we've looked at it, and I like the thought of moving the tower, making that a little bit more equitable, not only like right to left in terms of centering it, but like where it's at in the game. I know
Sure.
a lot of people, I've talked to a lot of new players who are like, oh, I just thought that was for decoration. It's like, wait a minute. So they're watching the game, and they're watching us play, and they're not 100% sure, why would I go for the tower? Where is the scenario where I would? So I think getting that more of a in play piece of the game would be the rule that I would kind of pick as the rule that I would change. Rule I love to hate. So
Sure.
Otherwise, anything that makes it more competitive.
As far as trying to think of a different way to lay it out, you could always throw an extra tower on there on the other corner. Have 2 towers up there. That would even the playing field. It would symmetrically look well on the table. I know there was a trial night on Virtual League where you had the tower in line with the target and it looked good. My only concern was the tower took away from T-Knobber views. As far as the view of a T-Knobber was slightly blocked by the tower.
It did, and I would say when we did that, and we've done a couple trials now. We've been doing it in person, and we've been doing. One of the advantages of where we moved it to was that it shrunk the board, if you will. It shrunk the precision of the target marker and the 10-point dart and everything became much more of a factor than it had been prior. But yeah, like you said, it was very difficult to set your camera up to move. Like all of a sudden everything was offset because you're spot on. Like it got in the way. The guys that left their camera where it was at, it was absolutely difficult to see. We had a triple knobber happen.
Oh wow.
Week. Oh yeah, the young kid threw a triple knobber in league. It was awesome, and I'm glad that the camera caught it because we barely caught it with him with the tower kind of in the way, if you will. But
sure,
that was pretty cool.
That's fantastic. Those triple knobbers, those are a fun one. We've I think me and Colton may have the record for those. I think we've hit 30 of them now. So
holy cow, and that's unbelievable. 30 is just not. That's a different level because
it is.
You don't see a lot of those. I mean, the fact that I've been a part of so many or around so many, to me, is just still shocking. Like every time I see one, I think it can't happen again.
I know, it's crazy. We've had some crazy ones. There was one, the coolest one we ever did. It was a full triple knobber, so it wasn't on top of the target. It was a wiggle knobber that turned into a triple knobber, and it inchwormed. A triple knobber inchworm. It was so cool, and it was on our Valentine's Day. We did it live on Valentine's Day. I think I was throwing pink darts and Colton was throwing the red darts, and the way that it worked out, it was like a perfect bow sitting on the ground, like an archery bow, and there was another dart sticking right in the middle. It looked like a bow and arrow, a red and pink bow and arrow on Valentine's Day. It was so cool.
That's a great look, right? I mean, pink, and he's got the pink ones out, you got the red ones out, you're good to go. So,
right. It was a perfect Halloween, or not Halloween, sorry. It was a perfect Valentine's Day Cupid's bow and arrow.
Yeah, that's spectacular. I think trying to duplicate that over again is going
Yeah.
to be harder than it sounds.
Yeah, I think so.
What is your favorite sports moment of all time, like outside of Pop Darts? Do you have a favorite all time sports moment?
Outside of Pop-Darts, I'm gonna have to be a little biased on this one and go for this. Over this past summer in Dallas, Texas, Colton was at a Ninja World event. It was 3 separate events. This one league had 3 separate events. There was a head-to-head race, a endurance race, and a speed race. Colton beat everybody in all 3 events and won the overall, took the world championship big wrestling belt, super cool looking trophy, and finally won his first worlds event. And that happened summer 2025. Just fantastic. And then a couple weeks later, he goes down to Florida and plays some Pop Darts and at ESPN and wins that one too. And he just had just a fantastic summer. The summer of Colton this year it's been.
Yeah, no, it has been, and he's done well. He hasn't missed a beat. I mean,
Yeah.
he's just been. I saw he's got other videos out where he was killing it even this week. I saw a video where your wife posted that he was on fire, man. Like,
yeah, he's in the zone right now. He's in a good place. He's got some fantastic training. He's got great training partners, great training coaches. Just a good overall world when it comes to his ninja career.
And that's exciting. We're gonna look forward to seeing where he takes that and what he's up to with it, which is, in my opinion, the kid just can't seem to fail right now. Speaking of which, I mean, let's transition a little bit over to that. So, you guys came to town. You guys came up to Madison. You guys came up to play some Pop Darts, and tell me a little bit about that experience. Tell me a little bit about that tournament.
The Mad City, we made it up there. We made the Midwest Regionals. Me and Colton and Mama Z made the trip up to see Kruk and hang out, and we got up there, had a fantastic time. Unreal facility. The place we were at was so fantastic. Mama Z was just in awe of this school we were at. She almost was trying to get Colton enrolled. I think she was going to try to make that 9-hour drive every morning to get him in there. But no, we had a fantastic event. Played in a big gymnasium, which was so cool. It's just such a different change of pace for the way most of us have playing in a big arena. It changes the game up from being in a living room to going into a room where you have no limitations on ceiling height. It's it really throws you off at first. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we made it up there, had a fantastic time just playing and meeting some new people, and obviously Colton had a great turnout. I did too. I earned my jersey to get to the top 4 for regionals, but I couldn't quite keep my momentum going again. Yeah, it was there were some flashback moments there that I had, some PTSD a little bit. But yeah,
I got a text message from an organizer, and they go, "All right, we don't believe it anymore." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And they're like, well, "We were watching." They're like, "We were watching," and I was like, "Well, what don't you believe?" They're like, "They were exposed," and I was like, "What do you mean they were exposed?" And they go, "They're robots. They're Pop Darts robots that are made by Pop Darts." And what did they said something to me like, "Oh, they accidentally failed and reloaded the same scenario as they did for ESPN into them for the regional," and I was like, "Oh my god, that's funny." That was too funny. Yep. So they
just ran the ESPN program.
Yep, they ran the wrong program. They're supposed to run the regional program and ran the wrong one into these Pop Darts robots. So yeah, that went maybe not the way you wanted. I know you came out. Didn't you hit a T number in the championship again?
I sure did.
Hit a T number again in the championship. So.
I sure did. And yeah, those T numbers apparently against Colton are just so my score is not as embarrassing when he beats me, just so I can get that score up a little bit, maybe into the double digits.
And how about, and we're gonna break in and we're gonna have this clips and this interviews of these kids here coming up, that got into this. We're gonna bring them out there. We're gonna show these kids off and let them know. But like, it's just that, holy cow! Like,
right,
the Final Four, like what a mix
Yeah, one
Not
of these
really.
things is not like the other, is what it looked like. I'm standing there with a bunch of high school kids, barely high school kids.
They absolutely dominated
They
that
did.
tournament.
They
And
did.
there was not a lack of good players. There was players from, see if I can get all these states correct, but there's players from Vermont, there's players from Maine,
Yep.
there's players from Kentucky,
Indiana.
Indiana, Iowa, Illinois.
Illinois.
It was, and these are not like bad players. This was a heck of
No.
a
We
field
had some skills there.
out there, and wow,
Yeah.
wow, did those guys come to play?
They sure
So,
did. I was surprised at how this was aside from ESPN, this was my first big tournament outside of just playing in my living room. So it's so awesome to see all these people coming together and the skills. I have to play Colton all the time. So I've got it tough. But just being able to see everybody else out there that comes out into these Pop Darts tournaments from all over the country is crazy, and the enthusiasm and the skills that they're bringing is awesome. I cannot wait to see where this sport's going.
All right, guys. Hey, welcome to What's Poppin' here with Mr. T and the Commish. Live on site here. Of course, it's not live. You guys will see this a couple weeks from now.
Right.
But, here we are. We are on location, regional going. What we're going to do here is we want to congratulate our top four.
Top four, yeah.
So,
How many did we start with today? 16,
yeah,
18
18
players.
people. So,
18 players.
down to the top four. Behind us, we're going to be running those 4 matches, double elimination. Without further ado, let's. What should we award first? Who should we award first? The regional shirt for this battle.
Well, I mean, I need one.
Shocker, everybody! Here we're going to hear. Mr. T is going to go here. He's
Yep.
going to face these guys off. So we'll give you a little sneak peek of our regional series jerseys that these guys are going to be playing in. So we're going to give Mr. T his.
Got
And
it.
then we're going to call up our next competitor here. Come on down and say hi, Colton. It's a shocker, man.
Right.
2 episodes in a row. You coming on down? Step on up here. Step on up here. What we're going to ask all the contestants is how'd you get here? And, what are you doing to get ready?
I'm gonna focus. I'm in the losers bracket, so I'm gonna have to win a lot of games, but I will try my best.
All right. Who knocked you down there? Sorry. I had to. Well, congratulations, and we'll see you out there, man.
Thank you.
All right. All right. Come on down. Let's go.
We got Rowan here.
Rowan. Hey,
What's up, dude?
Popdarts. Hey, you
I
guys are
played this
noticing.
guy. He is tough.
You guys are noticing a trend here, are you not? So, all right. Tell them how you got here.
I got in the losers bracket by Mr. T, but
Another victim.
just trying my best.
All right. And what do you got? Anything special planned? You got anything that you want to tell these guys that you're cluing in on?
I'm just gonna try and beat Colton.
You got Colton first?
Yeah.
All right. Well, here you go, man.
Good luck.
Congratulations and good luck out there.
Thank you.
Last but not least.
My unofficial arch nemesis.
Yeah.
What's up, dude?
All right. Is there a little bit of rivalry between you two?
Yeah. I've played against you a couple times.
We played a few times, and I have never beaten Mitchell Covington, the cat kid. But we
Hopefully
got
keep it up.
We got a game coming up. Good luck to you, buddy.
You as well.
All right.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Mitchell. Good luck.
Thank you.
Take it to him. All right, guys. That's Mr. T and the Commish, we are live. Should we? What did we talk about the other day? Were we gonna do your pregame routine?
Well,
Should we do it? You think we can get the camera to catch it?
what are we doing?
Your pregame routine.
Push-ups?
Yeah. All right.
We can knock out
Here we go.
some push-ups. Let's go.
You gonna join me?
Yep.
Knuckles.
All right. We're not just gonna keep going, are we?
We gotta rock out 10 of them.
It's good.
One more. There we go.
10 more for the camera.
Good luck.
Thanks,
All
buddy.
right.
I was impressed at the play. I was impressed with the energy. I was impressed with a lot with those players and
Right.
just how these games were electric. Every one of them was crazy. Like we had fans coming in that found us on YouTube or found us and came in to watch, and the players were so engaging with with the fans that came by, and they came to watch the event and the game, and it didn't disappoint. There were more tee knobbers probably than I can count. There was tower shots and wiggle knot. I mean, it was just one amazing shot. The other.
I was talking to a guy there that walked in with his son. They looked on Facebook that day to see what was going on around town and came across that and decided to show up and hang out and watch it for a little bit. They had seen some videos online and just showed up, and it was awesome. they hung out most of the day.
From what I gathered, they had a blast. They had never seen the sport. They didn't know much about the sport, and the sport didn't disappoint. I mean, they were excited to be there. They were excited to play the game. I guess they got to throw some darts, and some of the pros threw some darts with them. From what I gather, which had to have been a lot of fun.
Yep.
For those guys to be a part of, and yeah, they saw everything from tee knobbers to towers and everything in the middle. So it was a pretty crazy day.
Yeah, I got to shout out Rowan. I played against a kid, Rowan, which is a friend of Cathead Kids from Indiana, one of Mitchell's buddies. He came up, and this kid is a dart assassin. He's got this throw that his throw was so distracting to me. It was getting in my head. He was messing with me, and when I first started playing him, he jumped right out the gate and got 7 points on me, and it's 7-0, and I'm like, oh no, I got to do something. And luckily I gathered myself and gained control of the board and came back and got him. But man, he was making me sweat at the beginning, and he ended up making it to the top 4 and did a fantastic job. Great player, Rowan, and looking forward to see where you go from here.
I do as well. I'm not going to say I called it, but I knew Mitchell was going to play well. So, shout out to Cathead Kid. I knew
for sure.
I watched him play all day. He wasn't on it as we were kind of running like the prelim stuff. He wasn't quite on his throw. He didn't feel quite comfortable. And then when he settled in, like I told somebody else that was going by, I go, just watch out, because Mitchell's, when he dials in, he's going to be tough. And he did. So I thought Mitchell killed it. But then Rowan kind of came out of nowhere. And he was, nobody wanted to play him for down the stretch.
I don't blame him. He was intimidating. He's a great player.
I saw a couple of his matches, and I don't think he had a blowout one way or the other. He was in every game he was in. He played, shot good darts. That's a player to keep your eyes on, because he's growing in the sport and fantastic. And the fact that he gets to play up there against Cathead Dad and Cathead Kid,
right?
Iron sharpens iron, and
that's right.
Those guys are going to come back and be better for it. So
for sure, absolutely, yeah. Speaking of Cathead Kid, I think a couple weeks ago, maybe last week's episode, I had mentioned that I had a little vendetta against Cathead Kid against Mitchell. I have never beat him until now. At regionals, at regionals, I played him, got that one off my shoulder, and yes, I finally beat Mitchell. Finally beat Cathead Kid. So we'll see what happens next time, Mitchell. But I got you now. But you still got the overall. I think it's 2-1, but at least I got that one. So thanks, Mitchell. I appreciate it.
Yeah, he had a hell of a weekend. From I think start to finish of that weekend, Mitchell was dialed in. So I know he had a rough. I think you're the one that got him on the first.
I did.
Undefeated. So I think that's where you got that off your back. But he was. I think he went to the undefeated game with you. So I think
he did. Yes,
he tore through that bracket. Mitchell really had a heck of a tournament, and I think he only has upside with his sport and his game right now, because I think he is when he's on his game, he's hard. Did you get him? Did you get a specialty shot, a T-knob? Did you get something against him? I'm trying to.
No, I don't believe it. No, I did not. Man, there was so many trick shots that weekend. It was crazy. I know I had that T-knobber against Colton. I did hit a tower against Rowan. That was kind of my comeback moment against him. When I dropped that tower on him, that gave me that confidence boost that I needed, and then his throw wasn't so distracting after that. But yeah,
it helps.
It does.
It helps to score. Helps to score a good healthy amount when you drop the tower on top of Did you have?
I
honors
had
in
I
your-
had the close start too and everything. Yeah, it was a rough round for him. Good one for me.
So you talking about he had a distracting night. You make mention that. Do you have a pet peeve during like a Pop Darts match? Do you have something that like you're not sure you love, or that somebody does that like either gets under your skin or gets in your head? Like, is there
Oh yeah.
maybe you don't want to share, but like,
Oh yeah,
don't repeat it.
there's one that I can just think of off the top of my head. And it's not that big a deal, but sometimes it can be. It's when I've got the last dart to throw and Colton decides to start walking towards the table before I've got my dart thrown. That one always kind of gets to me. It's just, it totally throws off your rhythm. Sometimes maybe I got to think about where I need to place this dart. It takes me a second, but yeah, he likes to jump the gun sometimes on that and get in front of me, and it's a bit of a distraction. But if that's the worst thing I've got to complain about, I don't have much to complain about.
Yeah, I agree. That's that's pretty good. Yeah, I know. I've heard a couple guys don't like that. They don't like the jump of the gun. They don't, especially when they have the last dart, which
Right.
hang out, wait for me. Yeah. So I've heard that's not an uncommon sentiment, that wait till I'm done before you're leaving your box, before you're moving it. So I like that. So it's not like you said. I think if that's the worst you got it, you're doing pretty good in terms
Yeah.
of the pet peeve world.
Yeah, there's not really a whole lot in this sport that can get under your skin. It's it's not baseball, it's not football where you've got you've got two guys that you're dealing with at most. So, you're not dealing with a bunch of, 25 guys that are full of testosterone trying to kill each other on a football field. So, it's a little different.
Yeah, no, I don't think you have it's not at that. I don't want to say it doesn't have the intensity. It's definitely got the intensity.
Oh, it's definitely got that.
Each shot, each moment definitely has its own level of intensity. But yeah, you're right. It's not. I don't think you have to worry about somebody tackling you as you let your dart go.
It hasn't been an issue as of yet, but who knows?
Colton will just get a little bit bigger. As Colton gets bigger, the threat gets higher and higher.
Sure, yeah. Throwing a tackle round.
I love that. That's awesome. Yeah, that would be. I'm still waiting for him. I'm still waiting for like him to be swinging and throwing a pop dart at some point.
That might be happening soon. He might be working on something like that.
I feel like it makes sense at this point. Like
it does.
We've seen him do everything else. So
merge the ninja world to Pop Darts world. Yes.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna happen. I like
it will.
that. I'm gonna. I'll call it out right now. He'll hit a T-knob or two, like right away, like right off the bat. It'll just be too easy for him.
Sure.
So roll with it. Looking at, and we challenged our listeners. We challenged some of the organizers and sent some messages out to everybody as it pertains to the rules.
Right.
So the rules that they don't like, the rules that they that they love to hate. And one of the things that I asked them is, if you could change a rule, what would you change? Like, what would you change about it?
Sure.
So we'll go through some of these that I'm looking at over here. One of the first ones, and you're not just chat about them. Tell me what you think, Ty. I mean, some of these I shake my head at. Some of them I actually think have some weight behind it. But so the first one I'm looking at is all darts within three inches, which I think this is pulling from the virtual world, but I think they're pulling it into the regular, should be worth 3 points. So if you're within a certain amount of distance to the target, those are all worth extra points. So I thought that was for me, that wasn't terrible. Wasn't the worst rule that I've heard.
It's not terrible. That's interesting. That could get very interesting. So you'd almost have to have like something on the table, like a ring around the target, to make sure to keep it consistent. Something printed on the table that would designate if it's within that parameter, because trying to measure something every time would get time consuming and boring. That could work. That's an interest. Even if it's just maybe you do that for like a game to 100, if you're doing some kind of specialty game where you kind of want the points to progress a little faster, you could do it that way. That could be fun.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was an interesting rule. I think the scorekeeping of it would get a little on the complex side
Right.
of things, but other than that particular piece, that I thought that rule was I thought that was an interesting one that was brought forth, and it's actually kind of similar to this next one that I'm looking at, which is it's similar but almost in the opposite way, which is the other rule somebody passed on to me is what if only the closest dart scores? So instead of cancellation scoring, only the closest dart scores. So
That's interesting.
if you get to have the closest dart, your darts count.
Okay.
I thought that was an interesting.
That could be. Yeah, that changes strategy drastically because now you're only going for close starts. You're not, tower's out of the question. You're not. There's no reason for it unless you've got a T-knobber, sitting on there on your first dart, maybe your second dart, and then you could, if you want to throw that third dart at the tower, that's always a strategy there. But still, you got to have that close dart locked in, and if you don't have it, you're not. There's no chance of points. So, yeah, that changes up the strategy a little bit. That could be interesting.
Yeah, I thought that one was at least thought provoking. I was thinking to myself, yeah. When oftentimes I don't have the close dart, I just try to limit the damage, and now I'm thinking,
right,
if I don't have the close dart, I get nothing. I'm just giving
exactly.
up points. I think the downside of that rule is you get kind of almost a free board. So once you have close dart,
right,
you're not playing for much. You could play it to an open board, if you will.
You could have 6 darts on the table, and 5 of them mean nothing. That's
And so that was an interesting one that I'm looking at in terms of what was submitted, what they had gone. I did have a couple in here, and I don't know your thoughts on it, but a couple in here had mentioned a skunk rule. A couple of them said, like, you get skunked to 11, you're done.
Yeah,
you're done. Call the match. So I don't know what that was. That
kind
came
of
up more than one time.
Kind of a 10-run rule.
Yeah. It was, hey, you get you get done 11-0, you done, man. You gotta call that.
Yeah. So one joke we have at our house when we play, if you get skunked, you got to call your mom and tell her.
Okay, so now I'm gonna shout out to one of my local guys, because I guess you played him this last weekend, and he said that to me, and I was like, wait, what? He goes, Mr. T was beating me like whatever, I don't know, a lot to nothing. And you must have told him that if he made him agree to the fact that, like, if you skunk him, he has to call his mom. And he said he put up like a 5 spot on you.
Oh, he did. Round. He got nervous. He didn't want to call his mom. he dialed in and got some points on the board, so he didn't have to do that.
I remember him telling me, he's like, yeah. He's like, I was told I had to call my mom. So
I believe that was Sammy, right?
Yeah, Sammy Goss. His improvement is through the roof right now. So he
that's
just
awesome.
Finished second in a virtual league and has just been
that's fantastic.
He's been getting better and better as each day goes about. So it's been
I could tell he really enjoyed the game. He does. He likes it. He was having a great time. Good competitor.
And his son will be showing up on clips here sooner than later because his son is intense. He loves the sport. He knows the sport. He shows up. He'll come up to a league, and he knows the sport better than half of us do. I mean,
he's a cool kid. How many
points are scored. He could tell you the last week. I think I had a video that I posted on our Facebook. But he's giving me advice. Like we're out in league, and he's telling me, you got to do this. This is the only way out of this one. Like the only way out of this is you got to knock this thing off, and you have to. And I'm
Love
like,
that.
oh goodness. I mean, I'm taking advice from a 9-year-old, and it's all sound advice.
Right.
He's right. So, that kid's going to be a good player, and he already is hitting the board a lot, scoring points, having a good time. So
that's awesome.
Nice to see the young ones throwing darts and having a good time.
Love it. Jeremy, when you're running a tournament, what's your go-to snack?
It's my Rockstar. That's it. It's gotta be. It is. It's just otherwise I don't know if I have one. I would say I live and breathe. Yeah,
For those of you not aware, we're filming this at 4:30 a.m. and he's crushing a Rockstar right now.
you got to. It's like it's how No, it's the orange. It's the orange recover. It tastes like
Yeah.
when you're growing up at the Tang. You
Oh,
and I are
man.
old enough
Love
to
it.
know what that is, and but that's what it tastes like. It's great. I don't know, love it. That would be it has to be my go-to. I don't know if I have.
Hey,
Um,
whatever keeps you going.
I love it. I can't. I was a coffee guy. I can still do coffee here and there, but no, if I'm gonna run a tournament, I'm gonna get myself a Rockstar. I had one
Yep.
every single
Gotta have that go
day.
juice.
Yep. Getting it to set up, getting it to go.
Yep.
Yeah. So our first shout out of this episode of episode 4, Rockstar. If you're interested in sponsor,
What's up,
I'm
Rockstar?
already drinking it on every single episode so far. Like
Be an easy plug.
It's good. It's good product placement, man. Like you probably just get away with them sending me a bunch. So
Shout
yeah,
out
that's
Rockstar.
like the recover. It's the orangeade, if you will.
Nice.
So yeah, that would be. Do you have one? Do you got to go to? Do you have something that you gotta have on you?
So when we're snacking at the house, it's kind of hard sometimes. We've got these mics right on us, and they're really good quality mics. So if we're eating like Cheez-Its or something like that, everybody in the chat knows it because they are just crunching right up in your ears. Sounds like I'm chewing Cheez-Its inside your head. So I got to stick with some more, bananas and fruits and stuff like that. That's usually a good go-to snack for me on the lives is something like that. I usually have a protein shake out there that I'm sipping on, and I try to keep it with the ear friendly snacks when I'm on the lives, but I guess that'd be my go-to, just some fruit and a protein shake.
That's definitely more user friendly. The chips aren't going to do it for you.
No
Pretzels probably is completely out.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, no, there's no use for any of that, especially when you've got the mics on, you've got everybody going and talking to you and listening to you. You can't have that.
Can't just be there crunching.
I love that. Looking over here at some of our, I keep calling them emails. I got to stop doing that. Nobody sent us an email. It's all messages. Just so where I call. I'm like, yeah, let's go to the emails. Like, no, it's not emails. Like, we don't have emails. We have messages. Like messages, people send us DMs. That's probably the right.
That's the lingo, isn't it?
Yeah, lingo DM. That's what we'll go with. Someone wants to know. There's actually 2 questions in this week. So someone wants to know who's going to survive longer on a deserted island with only Popdarts equipment.
With only Popdarts equipment. That's interesting. I think I'm a pretty useful guy when it comes to making use of things that maybe wouldn't be their intended use. And I've seen like most of the seasons of Survivor, so I think I'd have a pretty good chance. But what would I do with Popdarts? I mean, if I had some boards, I could use those for to try to make some sort of structure, maybe a little bit of a roof over my head, even if it's just a 2x3 like the standard board edition. Let's see. I don't know how flammable Popdarts are, but I don't know that they are at all. But
Can't imagine.
definitely want to figure out a way to make fire.
I got to imagine that I'd have to answer with you as well. Like, I don't do good with board. Even with Popdarts, like I'd still be bored. Like I don't know. Like they would get the best of me. I don't know how long I'd make it.
So you could string them all together and fashion some sort of fishing device, maybe,
right?
Or maybe
that wants
put one on the end of a spear and try to pop some fish out there in the water.
I'm just trying to figure out what these fans think we're doing. That we would end up on a deserted island
with just my Popdarts.
And how did we get there? Yeah, like how did we get to this island, and why do we only have Popdarts gear at our disposal? That's the more interesting part of it. So this one's actually a little bit better. I mean, well, not a little bit better. That one was pretty good. But what would our Popdarts team name be? So if we're playing in a doubles, what would our Popdarts team name be if we competed together? I was like, it's not a bad one.
No, that's a good one. What would that be? Let's see. Team name.
Probably couldn't go with Mr. T and the Commish. I think that would probably be.
That's kind of obvious.
Yeah, that would be too easy.
The what's poppin' boys, the what's poppin' men.
So yeah, that was pretty good. I like that. So we'll have to, as doubles kicks off and we get doubles rolling.
Oh yeah,
we're gonna have to think a lot more about that one because we'll have to come up with one and.
Yeah, doubles will get interesting.
Doubles is a lot of fun. I think you're going to see doubles picking up here. I think you're going to see the APL throw a doubles division in there, at least alongside of the singles. It's a social part of the game. We do a
Yeah,
lot of
for
that
sure.
up here in Wisconsin. We see a lot of doubles. We see a lot of. It increases the amount of times that new players will play with veterans, and it increases, if they're random partners, you have good players playing with bad players, you have new players playing with
Yeah,
people that have been doing it for a while. So doubles is a great way for those of you organizing tournaments and organizing things. Consider throwing a little bit of doubles in there, because doubles is a big part of the social part of the sport, the part where we more or less help each other out. We teach each other the game and how to
for sure.
play, what we're doing. So I'm a huge fan of doubles. So
Oh yeah, gives you some more time for trash talk too.
that's
It's always more fun. Always more fun to trash talk with a partner.
every until it goes the other direction, because every doubles that we've ever played it's always got to be a girlfriend and a boyfriend, or a husband and a wife, or two brothers, or you name it, and they're talking trash to their teammate
To
almost.
each other.
Yeah, it's almost to the same extent that they are to each other, like, or to the other team. So yeah, doubles makes that part of the game
That's
a little
fun.
bit more fun, I think, at least. So big fan of that.
Kruk, I see your eyes darting around. How many spreadsheets do you have open right now on your computer?
So I don't know if I've taught. So I run three screens when I'm here. So I keep them going, and that's how I keep our agendas. I keep what we're doing, and I guess I call it our email box, but our inbox in there. I doing a quick little dart around, average about 10 open browsers per browser, and I probably got 4 of those open right now. So if I had to take a guess, there's probably 40 different screens open. And one of my buddies that, Drew helps us out with,
Oh,
with the
yeah.
show here and there. And he's constantly like, dude, he's like, that's why your computer's always so slow. He's like, stop.
Yeah, that could be a reason for our lag sometimes.
Yeah. He's like, close those when you're done with them. And I'm like, most of them I'm actually using, or I will be
Right.
using, just shortly. So yeah, I would say any given time, probably somewhere between 30 and 50 are open on my computer. So yeah, I'm not necessarily proud of it, but it's how it works.
Hey.
It may be a reflection of how my mind works as it is. It's
Right, the constant
1,000
tabs
different
open.
things. Yep. That's where it's kind of. I mean, I've got everything. I got Scortholio. I've always got all the social medias up.
Right.
All of our documents and our
I
we've
know
got
it.
our recording. With our podcast. So it's all up. It's all open right now. It's all ready to go. That's really funny. Yeah, that you can tell. That
yeah.
you can tell about me is I've always got a lot of stuff going on right now.
Oh yeah, Mama Z is very similar when it comes to that. She's got a lot of tabs open up there.
Oh, I believe it. If you stay busy and you start diving into it, you can go down a rabbit hole pretty quick. At least
yeah.
I can. I just keep opening
Yeah.
tabs.
Oh yeah, it's easy to go down those rabbit holes when you get online anymore.
Yeah, I'm a big multitasker. So having the different screens and having the different pieces up and running and moving is huge.
So when the Commish is not running a podcast or a worldwide sports league, what's a Commish? What's your guilty pleasure? What you TV shows, hobbies? What's your go-to? How do you unwind?
Man, so if I'm not playing Popdarts, which I got finally, I actually was laughing. I got away from playing Popdarts, where I wasn't playing as much. As I started to work on building the sport, I didn't play nearly as much.
Sure.
And now I'm back into playing. So I would say my cheater answer is start playing some Popdarts.
Sure.
The other day, my brother's been staying with us. He's got a remodel going on, so he's been staying with us for a couple weeks. And my son and me and him were all playing Popdarts. And all of a sudden we looked, and it was like 2 hours went by. And we were just tossing Popdarts. So that would be my cheater answer. Oh, man. TV show, guilty. I mean, my wife's into all the, I call it the stuff that you don't have to really pay attention to. All the
the dumb TV.
garbage TV. Just
Yeah.
who knows? I mean, I couldn't even tell you any given day what we're watching about.
Oh yeah, the
somebody
reality shows, all the
somebody on
nonsense.
some island, some influencers you've never heard of doing who knows what. Like I don't. That's the stuff that you'll mostly because then I can work or I can do other things while I watch
Right.
it. Not really care. Not really pay a whole lot of attention to it. So
Just some background distraction.
yeah, and I feel like if I don't say at least like 45 times during a season, like who are these people? What are they doing? Like, then it's
Who's
not
that
like,
guy?
trashy enough. Yeah, they're not trashy enough for us if they're not like, who are these people? Like this can't be real life. Like these people are not living.
Right.
Like this is not okay. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, the more times I say that, the better. That's what makes it. That's what gets it to the level of trashiness that we need to
Exactly.
kind
That
of
perfect
playing in the
mix of
background.
entertainment and trash.
Yeah, and that's so I would say anything like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of some of the ones we've watched lately. It's all sorts of there's whatever. Love is Blind, Love is Not Blind, Love is
Oh
on
yeah.
the beach, Love is on something like
Right. Love
like,
Islands.
if, if Nick Lachey probably hosts it, like Ashley's watched every season.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah,
That would
we're
be
the
that would
exact
be
same
our,
way.
it's as long as you can zone out when you watch it, I'm in. Like that's
Yeah.
if she's gonna quiz me on something a couple weeks later, no chance. No chance I'll pull
Me
that
and
off.
Mama Z like to go back and rewatch comedy series. We'll do what are we watching right now? I think we just finished like Modern Family. I think we've watched Modern Family like 5 or 6 times. And again, it's just background noise most of the time for us while we're just getting, unwinding for the day and trying to get to bed, and it's just something background noise in the back that we don't have to pay attention to very much because we already know what's going to happen, but it's still hilarious and entertaining when we want to actually pay attention to it. So yeah, same boat there.
Yeah, and I think that's the key. Is it's just a little bit of unwind, and if she enjoys it, I'm in. Like I don't particularly care. She will accuse me of asking the same question about 1,000 times about who somebody is and what's going on, and that's probably true because I wasn't paying attention the prior like 10 episodes probably. So yeah, that'd be my my guilty pleasure. I don't mind that. So
I like it.
out of all the things to be watching. So what's something in your world, you're Pop Darts Pro, come on out, kill in regionals after killing it at nationals. What is something about Pop Darts the sport that somebody that's not a Pop Darts Pro, that's not in your shoes, that maybe isn't even in our world, what is something that they would be like surprised to learn about Pop Darts that maybe is not a shocker to you, maybe is not a shocker to the rest of the pros out there, but what's something that an average person would be surprised to learn?
To somebody that's never played Pop Darts, I think just simply the fact of how fun and addicting it can get so fast. It doesn't take long to figure out how to throw a dart. Whether or not it's a good throw is up to you, but it doesn't take long to figure out how to get a dart from your hand to a table, and once you get it to stick a couple times, just that sound, it's that pop heard around the world that we talk about. It's just so addicting, that sound. Once you hear it, you just want to hear it again, and when you can make it happen, it's just so satisfying. I don't know, it's so fun to play, and it never gets old. I mean, me and Colton have thrown tens of thousands of darts, and it hasn't gotten old yet, and I don't see it getting old anytime soon. There's always something new. The community's growing, the people are incredible, and it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, I'll echo that piece. I think you hit it on the head. I think it's a sport that's only hated by those that have never played it.
Exactly.
Because once you play it, you're confused. You're confused why you enjoy it so much. You're confused why it's so addicting, but it is. It's one of those. I mean, that probably is the most important thing that people that have never played should understand. And I would even take that a step further. The Pop Darts world is shifting, and it's shifting into it's not just pros anymore. Like I'm spending a lot of time with players that got their board a week ago, that started playing 2 days ago, that started, like, we are seeing this massive shift where The pros are still good. They're great. They're fantastic players, but you are starting to see guys on the scene that have played 2 times in their life, 3 times in their life, and just keep playing and keep playing and just keep improving. The other day we had somebody come to virtual league scoring 7 points a round, and I'm talking all 4 rounds, 7 points their match.
Okay.
Not even end of the night, 21, 25, 20,
Wow.
like all of a sudden their scores are just going crazy, and he's going to be a good player because he caught the bug, man. Just like you said, he caught the bug, and my brother did not want to play. He came and watched and was watching and was hanging out, and all of a sudden he played for, like I said, 2 hours with me and my son the other day. And now he's like, well, I'll come to league. I'll actually throw this time. I was like, oh, you're going to play?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah. He's like, I think I can play. He's like, I think I can do this. And I'm like, sorry, dude, he caught the bug. So now he's going to need a table. He's going to need boards. He's going to need the whole thing. So I know he's going to go home with a full setup for sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my barbecue background, when I used to do the competition barbecue pretty heavy, anytime there was a new team that would come in, they'd hang out, they'd turn in their food, and if they would get a call up to the stage, that's when we knew we've got another member to the barbecue league, because they're hooked. And it's very similar to Pop Darts. You get that first cool shot, even if it's just a close dart that you get, and it makes a loud pop. When sometimes you get that louder pop than normal, and it just hits you, and you just got to have more.
Oh, I think Sam, my brother, he hit a couple where he was like just right off the tee knobber. Like you will, even when you know what I'm talking about, that sound where it suctions but it doesn't hold.
Oh, yeah.
It's where it, like you were there but you weren't there.
Right,
and,
that slap.
Yep. And that he was starting to be like, he's like, whoa, wait a minute here. Like this could be cool. I almost got one of those things. Like I almost got one of them.
Right.
So it's an addicting sport, and it's going to be a lot of you're going to see a lot of brand new players in the next, the coming months, the coming, weeks, even pick up the sport and really get addicted, if you will. They're going to find out what it's like to catch the bug.
Yep. We'll have to start a Pop Darts Anonymous page somewhere sometime soon, I think.
I unofficially nominate Blake to be the president.
I concur.
I thought, dude, first off, you and I were the only ones that went. He said something like he posted all his darts and said, I have a prop.
He said, my name's Blake and I have a Pop Darts addiction.
And you and I were the only ones that were like, hi, Blake.
Hi, Blake.
Yeah, he definitely can be he could definitely be the president of that fan club.
Yes.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Looking now towards next week, we'll kind of give a little introduction to next week on the show, and I'm excited about this one. So what we're looking at, our episode next week, is the clubs that pop off. So we are going to more or less kind of dive into some of these amazing clubs, and we'll probably highlight one in particular, and maybe we get an interview. We'll see what time allows, and I know I'm traveling next week, so we'll see what we can pull off, but we're going to try to highlight a club, try to highlight one of these organizations that is growing the sport, make sure that they get the recognition that they deserve. Hopefully we can find some clips from said club.
Absolutely. Yeah. We've got some fantastic clubs around the country right now. It's so cool to watch.
Oh, and just the talent is it went from being a couple of pros to all of a sudden, like it's every week somebody new emerges and starts to just do amazing things in the sport. So, and again, a lot of that is these clubs, these organizers that are building this are doing a great job. They're doing a great job out there. And I think this episode's a chance for us to really kind of pay them back, say thank you, shout out to these clubs, and make sure they know that we appreciate them.
Some well-deserved recognition.
Yeah, absolutely. So we will, we'll be jumping into that next week.
That's awesome. Looking forward to that.
That's another round of What's Poppin', the most satisfying sports podcast in the world, with Mr. T and the Commish. The only place where suction cups and smack talk collide. Follow the madness on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube at What's Poppin' Podcast. And catch every episode wherever you get your podcasts. Until next time, keep your aim tight and your suction strong.